Welcome back to the Passage Unlocked. We attempt to unlock the Bible one verse at a time. My name is Jim Burrell, and today we're going to be tackling a vital question, and that is, what is your life built upon? Is it something that is firm and unshakable, or is it a foundation that could perhaps crumble under pressure? In Matthew chapter 7, verses 24 to 27, Jesus gives a clear and powerful answer to this question. Here's how it reads. Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him unto a man who has built his house on a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and wind blew and beat upon that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on a rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them, I will liken him unto a foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it. This parable is what we often consider as Jesus' quote, Sermon on the Mount. It serves as conclusion to his profound teaching. It's actually a call to action, urging us not to just hear his words, but to live by them. Okay, let's talk for just a moment about what it means to have a firm foundation. Jesus paints a vivid picture here. Two different builders, one wise and the other foolish. Now, both builders face the same conditions, rains, floods, and even winds. These elements represent the inevitable storms and trials and temptations in life, along beside some challenges. The difference lies here in the foundation that they built upon. You see, the wise builder chose an unshakable rock-based foundation, while the foolish builder opts for shifting sands. The result, the wise man's house stands firm, but the foolish man's house collapsed. Very simple to understand. The message, however, is clear. Storms will come. The question is not if, but when. The foundation you choose determines whether or not your life will be able to withstand these storms or fall apart under the weight. Now, what does it actually mean to build a house on a rock? You see, the rock in this parable represents Jesus and his teachings. Building on the rock means making Christ the center of your life and also living according to his word. It's not just about hearing the word, but actively applying it to your life. James tells us in James 1:22, but be you doers of the word, not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. You see, a foundation requires intentional effort and commitment. It's about aligning every part of your life with God's truth. Paul underscores this in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 11 when he said, for no other foundation can anyone lay than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. This verse reminds us that Jesus is the ultimate foundation. Any life built apart from him is destined to fail. But a life that is centered on him will stand firm not only now, but on into eternity. Now let's notice three ways to build a firm foundation. Number one, study and apply God's word. A strong foundation begins with knowing God's word. Regular Bible study will equip you to have the wisdom and see the guidance that God has in your life. It will help you to navigate those challenges. But knowledge alone isn't enough. You must apply what you have learned. Ask yourself, how can I live out this passage in my life? For example, if you're not reading about forgiveness, you're probably not going to know how to forgive. You're not going to be able to take those opportunities to extend grace under others. Number two, identify weak areas in your life. Every foundation has spots that need attention. We may as well admit that. Take time to examine your spiritual life and see if there are areas where you struggle to trust God. Perhaps it's fear, doubt, or simply a lack of obedience. Let's be honest with ourselves and bring these weaknesses before the Lord in prayer. Seek accountability from fellow Christians who can help you to grow stronger in those areas. Number three, strengthen your reliance on Jesus. Building on the rock means trusting Jesus completely, especially during storms. When life feels overwhelming, remember his promise in John 16:33. These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. Watch what he says, Jesus, I have overcome the world. Lean on him in prayer, worship, and fellowship with other Christians. The more you rely on him, the stronger your foundation becomes. So, with that said, why does this even matter? The storms of life are going to be unavoidable, but they don't have to destroy you. By building your life on the rock of Christ, you can stand firm no matter what comes your way. This foundation not only sustains you, but also helps to prepare you for eternity. Paul wrote in 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 11, "No other foundation can any man lay than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ." I always have to pause in this verse and remind myself, he's not saying that Jesus laid the foundation. It actually said Jesus is that foundation. So what is your life built upon? If your foundation is shaky, it's not too late to start building on the rock. Commit today to make Jesus your cornerstone of your life. Study his word, identify your weak areas, and rely upon him fully. When the storms come, and they will, then you'll find your house standing firm.